Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Steph and this is Ordinary Plant Girl. If you are new here, thank you for clicking on this video. And if you are returning, thank you so much for spending more of your time with me. You guys are the best. Today, I am going to go over the plants that I had on my wish list at the beginning of 2021. I'm going to list off the plants that I had on that list and tell you which ones I have received over the course of the year. So if that is something that you are interested in, please stick around. All right, you're still here. So what I've got a list here of the plants that were in my wish list video that I did at the beginning of the year. We're gonna go over if I received them or not, and if I even found them, because there is 2 on this list that I did find, but I didn't buy because there was something else that I wanted that was also on this list. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first one on my list was the Philodendron Ploughmaniai. Any of you that follow me on Instagram know that I have received this plant. And where did I put it? There it is. And what I'll do is I'll put the date on the screen of when I got it. But this is my Philodendron Ploughmaniai. Now, what I think is interesting is that the Ploughmaniai is actually a crawling plant, but mine, I'll take this out. I don't even think I need that anymore. This one is actually growing up for now. I know that some crawlers will grow up first and then they will lean over and crawl. So far though, this plant has been absolutely amazing. Like I love this plant so much. I'm looking at it all the time. And I actually have a new leaf that is coming in right there. If it would focus, I'm not sure. I'm using a new camera. I'm not exactly sure how it works yet, but we're gonna figure it out together. But yes, so there is a new leaf coming in right there. Yeah, I almost gave this plant a pole because it's growing up instead of crawling, but we'll see what happens. The stem is getting thick now, so I've had absolutely no problems with this plant. It has been an absolute champ. All right, next on my list was the Philodendron Varicosum. Okay, so that one I found. It's probably still on Riam's website. I'm not exactly sure, but it's winter now and I don't want to ship it. At the time though, when I saw it, I was looking for something else that I wanted more so I didn't actually buy it. I could have bought it months ago, but I never pulled the trigger. So that one is still, I'm not exactly sure. I fell out of love with it a little bit. Yeah, I fell out of love with it a little bit. But I did actually, as of yesterday, I did get, to be similar, a little itty bitty baby Billietier. I got this tiny little cutting for $25. I had actually done my trade last year with her for my Alocasia Bisma and my Friedeck Mischkiliana, whatever you call it. And she actually had this little guy up for 25 bucks, and as soon as I mentioned it, she's like, it is yours. So I may not have got the Varicosum, but I do have something vaguely similar that, I mean, I'm gonna test out how it grows because as far as I know, it's a really hardy little plant. We're gonna hope it stays that way. Okay, so I'm just gonna get that one out of the way. Okay, what is next? The next one on the list was my Skindapsis Trubia dark form. And I got this one as a cutting from a plant friend. This leaf actually looks like it's having some issues. It's not dry or anything, but I did cut it. I cut it into three different stems, branches, whatever. And it's starting to take off. It took a while for it to get going, like it really did take a while. But now I'm super excited to see how these go. This is the oldest leaf, and I do believe there's another one coming in the bottom there. But so far there is this new leaf which we are getting, and I don't know if you can see it down there, but there is another new leaf over here that is coming in. So how exciting is that? So I did get this one in a trade. Thank you, Louise. I am completely in love with this one too. I look at it all the time. Probably doesn't help much, but I do. So next on the list was my Syndonium Chia plants. I did take a cutting off of her after I got her. And did trade it to somebody. But so far, she has slowed down this winter, but here she is now, and I'm still kind of learning with this one. I mean, it's a really easy plant. I don't have to worry about anything with this. So far, knock on wood, we're still kind of learning each other, but I can also see, thank you December, that there is a bump here. She is going to start giving me another leaf, which is great. You can't see, well, you kind of can, I guess. I made the cut right down here when I took the cutting off of her. So since then, she has given me 2 new leaves since I cut it. They're still a little on the small side, and I have to water my moss pole, and I'm not a really big fan of moss poles, but I'm giving them a shot. I do have cedar stakes in quite a few of my plants, but we're gonna give the moss poles a shot. I will water this after. She's kind of light. I should probably water the whole thing. I can't wait for those big paddle-like leaves that she's going to give me. Moving on. Oh, okay, now we get to a very sad display. A very sad display. So the next one on my list was the Philodendron Varicosum. We've had some issues. We've definitely had some issues. This leaf up here is, I don't know, it shriveled up and died, but there is a growth point right here that is still surviving with me so far. I did have to cut a couple of the leaves off. I don't know what happened, maybe because I had transplanted it and put it in the medium that I have it in now, which is a soilless medium. It's Coco coir, Coco Husk, Perlite, horticultural, I can never say that word, charcoal, and some orchid bark. It seems to be doing okay though. We're just kind of adjusting. I did have her in a different place, and I moved her into here, which reminds me I do have to fill my humidifiers. It's like 47% in here, but they're gonna have to live with it. I do want to give my plants the best environment, but sometimes, you know, it is what it is. But yes, so here is my baby Varicosum. Hopefully, fingers crossed, by spring we have something fabulous going on. There's that. Okay, and next on the list was Philodendron Dark Lord. I found this one thanks to a plant friend. Again, Louise, who provided me with the dark form, the Trubia dark form. I did trade her a piece of my Chia pence, and she actually tracked down the Dark Lord for me. I didn't even know she was looking for it for me, but she found one, she let me know, and here he is. This leaf here, I don't know what happened, but it just doesn't want to unfurl. So hopefully this one will. They are a little smaller, but I do find that when I transplant anything, if I have to take it out of its root ball, it just pops out really, really small foliage for me. It still has the juvenile leaves, but I do love them. I absolutely love these leaves. I can't wait for them to get, you know, the classic dark form leaves, but you know, so far so good. He was living in my bathroom. I did take him out of there and put him in a west-facing window, and just to see if that kind of helps a little bit more. This one's light too. I'm gonna have to water it. The one thing I've noticed about using the Coco coir and stuff is that you can adjust the Coco coir to be more or less water retentive. I do find though that it dries out quickly, and that's fine because I tend to, it's funny, some things I tend to overwater. It really does depend on the size of the pot. Sometimes I overwater, sometimes I'm lacking, but I do look for visual cues if I have been late with a watering or anything like that. And so far the Dark Lord has not been an issue. It's been a good little plant, and I can't wait for it to get large. This moss pole though that I made is like curved. Maybe I can fix that somehow. I don't know, but I should water that moss pole too. It is pretty dry. Okay, next, the Philodendron Royal Queen. Okay, this one has just decided recently to perk up and show me what she's got. So this is her. She's still a baby, and Louise actually helped me with this one too. So we kind of have a thing going on. You can see that it's got a new leaf that is coming out here, a new leaf that is also coming out here. There are 3 stems in here, and yeah, and a new leaf, I don't know if you can see it, coming out there as well. So all 3 stems have new leaves that are coming out of it. And I love the red petioles. I absolutely love that. It's one of my favorite things about this plant. Now, next on the list, the Alocasia Bisma. This is one that I also found. I can't remember. I think I found the Bisma and the Varicosum around the same time, but I wanted one more than the other. Not exactly sure if it was the Varicosum. I think so. And on top of that, I have never bought an Alocasia through shipping. I've always bought them in store or traded. I've never actually had to ship an Alocasia. And as much as I've seen many of them be shipped and be fine, I kind of don't trust shipping them for me. So that's one of those things where I'm actually gonna have to go somewhere and find the plant and bring it home that way. Oh, this one is still on my wish list, even though I have never seen it. I will insert a picture of it. It's the Monstera Dilla Serrata. That plant I'm still looking for, but I haven't seen it anywhere. I haven't checked any import websites. I kind of haven't crossed that line yet with the import permits that you would need here in Canada to get it. And last on my list was a begonia, and it was the Begonia Black Magic and the Cracklin Rose. I put those 2 in one because I believe that the picture that I had shown back then was a mixture of the 2 plants, and they both have dark foliage, and they looked absolutely gorgeous. I'll insert that picture again. I do have a couple of begonias that are doing it for me right now, cane begonias that are they're a little bit up and down. I always knew that begonias were divas. I didn't realize how much of a diva the cane begonias would be. So we're currently, I transplanted them, they decided to freak out, drop their leaves, but they're currently growing back. Anyway, that was it. Those were the plants that I received off my wish list. So out of 10, I did find 6 of them. Technically I found 8, but I only purchased 6 of them. That's my doorbell. So that being said, thank you all so much for being here. I hope you are all safe and well and have had a happy holidays. Bye.